Netanyahu said in a statement today that this was a tragic mishap.
Yeah, I think they said also 6 terrorists were killed in the attack.
Total BS.
We've heard. How do you know?
I know it's BS because of the IDF's internal documents, which indicate that 83% of the people killed there happen to be civilians.
That there weren't any terrorists.
I'm not going to sit here and regurgitate the lies from the Israeli government as they're conducting a genocide.
You're saying Israel is starving the hostages?
I'm saying, yes, yeah. When you block humanitarian aid for 3 months, where do you think they're going to get the food from?
Max, Israel
what a joke.
And Hamas.
Yes, internal documents, which indicate that 83% of the people killed there happen to be civilians.
That there weren't any terrorists?
I'm not going to sit here and regurgitate the lies from the Israeli government as they're conducting a genocide.
So we've had
Anna, even if there were,
you're saying you're going to leave them in place.
The only way, Scott, the only way...
I'm saying what?
Are you saying that you said we have to have a deal with Hamas? You're anticipating that we leave them in place.
Scott, did I say anything of the sort?
Yes, you just said we have to have a deal with Hamas. They keep, talking about possible incremental. Why don't they just release? Can you answer one simple question?
They want to release the hostages.
All of them?
Yes.
How many?
They accepted a ceasefire.
They said maybe 10.
Give us a 60-day pause in this war. We will return every single hostage. Israel stands in the way every single
There's no answer to this. Why are they holding the hostages?
What is your view about this? Because this is a talking point that comes up a lot.
Not a single person has said the word hostage yet. There's still 50 hostages.
Right.
Well, Israel doesn't care about that.
Let's not lie about that either.
Here in this heated debate, Scott Jennings was seen speaking sold-out media reports about the Israel-Palestine issue without fact-checking the whole thing. But Ana Kasparian didn't hold back. She immediately called it out, saying these news reports are total BS. However, Scott Jennings asking how she knew ignited fight between the whole panel. Watch this video till the end to see this debate went from calm to outrageous. I want you to watch till the end because there are some moments you don't want to miss. So let's watch the video together.
Tonight, outrage grows as Israel's actions push it to the brink of isolation. Hundreds of thousands of Israelis took to the streets today, demanding a hostage deal and a ceasefire with Gaza in a nationwide show of force. Now, the protests come after back-to-back Israeli strikes on Gaza's largest remaining hospital that killed at least 20 people on Monday. Among them, 5 Palestinian journalists who worked for various outlets, including the Associated Press and Reuters. Now, the Israeli military claimed, without providing evidence, that the double-tap strike, as it's called, was aimed at what it believed was a camera positioned by Hamas to observe IDF activity. A security source told CNN that none of the journalists killed on Monday were targets. Meanwhile, the Palestinian people's suffering is deepening. Famine is declared for the first time in Gaza.
I would agree with that. And, I don't believe for a second that those journalists were not targeted. I think journalists are being targeted in Gaza. They're not allowing international journalists to report on the ground to enter the Gaza Strip, unless, of course, they're being accompanied by IDF soldiers. And hundreds of journalists have been slaughtered in Gaza. Every single time it happens, Netanyahu comes out and says, oh, it was a mishap. And the United States just forgets about it and moves on, continues providing more bombs. Thank you for saying what you're saying, because you are correct that people are losing their support for Israel over the conduct of, I don't consider this a war at all. I do consider it a genocide. When you have humanitarian aid workers being slaughtered, when you have every single hospital bombed, when you have the entire Gaza Strip leveled, that's not a war. A war, if you do targeted strikes and you go after the combatants. 729 magazine, an Israeli publication, obtained IDF documents showing, their data shows that 83% of the people slaughtered in Gaza are civilians, 83%. Let me say it again, 83%. How are you going to call that a war against Hamas?
Still, it's unbelievable to think that guys like Scott Jennings are defending the actions of Israel. Like, can you believe it? They have slaughtered 83% of people in Gaza. But look at the face of Scott. No remorse. He's looking at Anna like we don't care at all what's happening in Gaza.
That killed the 5 journalists. The story is that there was a camera that was operated by Hamas. So Israeli officials said that the journalists were not the targets, but they were in fact killed. They also said that there were terrorists who were in the group of 20 that were killed. But this is the type of thing that has caused the world to ask very serious questions about how they are conducting this war. That they would, if you take this story at face value, bomb a camera kill 20 people as collateral and then say, as Netanyahu said in a statement today, that this was a tragic mishap?
Yeah, I think they said also 6 terrorists were killed in the attack.
Total BS.
We've heard, how do you know?
I know it's BS because of the IDF's internal documents, which indicate that 83%
You know for a
of the people
fact,
killed there
you know for a
happen to
fact
be
that
civilians.
there weren't any terrorists there?
I'm not
But
going to
even-
sit here and,
I guess the question is,
regurgitate the
even-
lies from the Israeli
So
government
we've had-
as they're
so-
conducting a genocide.
so we've had
Anna,
four-
even
we've had-
if there were...
By the way, how can Scott Jennings say, how do you know? Does Scott Jennings thinks Ana Kasparian and we who are watching the whole actions of Israel are new to this world? And the way Scott is smiling, it felt to me for a moment like Ana Kasparian had told a joke. Like, everyone knows that if you see Israel claiming something without proof, it's almost 100% of the time it is a lie and baseless. And here, Scott, you're asking how does she know? I think then you should do some research and you will know how she know that this is BS.
Not lie about that
Just to be
either.
clear,
issue.
I said hostages because I was talking about the hundreds of Israelis who were in the streets today demanding a hostage deal
I know.
from Netanyahu
And guess what?
demanding that this war end immediately.
And the deal has to be executed by the people who took the hostages, Hamas. They're the ones holding them.
They
They're the
accepted a
ones who have been
ceasefire.
holding them since October the 7th. They keep, talking
They
about
accepted the
possible
ceasefire.
incremental. Why don't they just
Israel-
release? Can you answer one simple question?
They want to release the hostages.
All of them?
Yes.
How many?
They accepted
No,
a
you're lying.
ceasefire.
They said maybe
they
10.
want give us a 60-day pause in this
Why
war.
haven't-
We
why
will
didn't-
return every single
why haven't
hostage.
they released them until
Israel
now?
stands in the way every single
there's no answer to
time.
this.
Max,
Every
Why
single
are they
time.
What
holding
is
the
your
hostages?
view about this? Because this is a talking point that comes up a lot.
It's not a talking point. There are 50 lives down
Hold on
there.
a second,
It is
Scott.
definitely a
What I'm-
talking point.
hold on a
When you
second.
block
wanna-
humanitarian
wanna-
into the Gaza Strip for
They're
3
not
months
blocking
straight,
anything.
it not only impacts the Palestinians, which I know you couldn't care less about, but it also obviously is going to impact the hostages. They're going to starve to death as well.
You're
Hamas
saying Israel
is-
is starving the hostages?
I'm saying, yes, yeah. When you block humanitarian aid for
Just give
3
me 1
months,
second.
where do you think they're going to get
Max,
the food from?
Max, Hamas is a horrible entity, but it has to be a deal with
But you're
them.
saying you're going to leave them intact.
And there will be a deal with them.
No, the only-
You're
But-
saying you're going to leave them
No,
in place.
the only way, Scott, the only
I'm
way...
saying what?
Are you
Scott?
saying that you said we have to have a deal with Hamas? You're anticipating
Scott,
that we leave them in place.
Scott, did I say anything of the sort?
Yes, you just said we have to have a deal with Hamas.
No. I did not say anything of the sort. In order to get the hostages out, go ask President Trump. He has been trying to broker a deal between Hamas and Israel. None of that is new. None of that is novel. None of that is even a
The only
political
way-
Can I ask
statement.
you a
It's just a
question?
fact.
Can I
Why
just
is
ask one
Israel
simple question?
annexing the West Bank right now? Why is Israel annexing the West Bank? Which, of course, is not governed by Hamas at all. Why are Israeli settlers allowed to just run Palestinians out of their legal homes, build thousands of illegal settlements? West Bank has nothing to do with Hamas. Why is Israel annexing it?
Why-
did Netanyahu say that his stated goal in an interview with I-24 News, an Israeli publication, say that he has a religious need to pursue the greater
Okay,
Israel
I'm going to let
project?
Scott answer quickly, and then we've got to go. Go ahead,
Go
Scott.
ahead, Scott.
My view is this. The hostages have been there for almost 700 days. There's a reason that Hamas has not
Are you
released
going to answer
them.
her question, though?
I don't
He's
know.
not.
I don't
He's not
work for
gonna
the Israeli
answer.
government. All I really
Well,
care about is that the hostages
okay.
come home. And I have no belief that Hamas, that took the hostages, that murdered all these people, are ever going to let
All
them
right.
go unless they're totally eradicated.
We do have
Except
to leave
they
it
have
there.
let them
Max
go
Boot,
during
thank you
ceasefires.
very much.
Wow, I think I just heard the funniest joke of this whole interview. Scott Jennings actually said, I don't work for Israeli government, and yet throughout the entire show, every single thing he did was defending Israel.
I don't
He's
know.
not.
I don't
He's not
work for the
gonna answer.
Israeli
Yeah.
government.
To be honest, and to sum up everything, the situation right now is so worse that everyone is just trying to save their own place. No one is honestly showing support to Gaza and Palestine because doing so could cost them everything. But still, it's true, if you don't have the courage to take the right side after judging what is right and wrong, then you don't deserve people's support. And even if for a second I accept that you are too afraid to speak about what is happening to Palestinians, that's fine. But at least don't spread lies. Because of your lies, people are suffering more. False and misleading narratives are being created inside people's minds. No media outlet is being allowed to enter Gaza Strip to get accurate information, and no one is speaking up about this. But if even a tiny bit of defense for Palestine is spoken somewhere, it instantly becomes breaking news in Western media. Now, you tell me, what is your opinion? Do you agree with the points Scott Jennings raised without any fact checking throughout this video. I read all your comments, so please share your thoughts with me. I really want to know what you think about this. And guys, please give this video a like. It helps the channel to make more videos like this. Without your support, it's not possible for me to go far on YouTube. And again, thanks for watching, and if you can, please subscribe to the channel.